Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the Hiawatha number 565G in a US4 finish. This is a satin clear-coated solid brass door pull in a 12-inch center-to-center. Classic and common type pull. You'll see these installed, quite frankly, I see these installed in installations that were built in the 1970s, this sort of pull. I've seen these installed on theater doors. Heavy duty, capable, commonly seen in banquet halls as well, conference rooms and hotels, places of that nature. Now this is the US4 finish. That means that it's satin brass. It would be more appropriate to use the BHMA number, BHMA, the Builders Hardware Manufacturers Association code or designation 606, because that would tell me three things. It would tell me that it's satin brass, it would tell me that it is solid brass, and it would tell me that it would have a clear lacquer coating over it. The 565G pull is a 12-inch center-to-center, as we had mentioned earlier. Holding that up to the camera. Indeed, that's 12-inch. I'm going to put it down here and double-check it accurately. Yeah, 12-inch. If anything, I would say that the hole is about a 32nd of an inch off. The projection is 2-inch. Now, that's important because that will give you an inside clearance of about 1 3/8 and a width of just heavy on 1 inch. It's going to have an overall of 13-inch. Now, that clearance or that projection dimension is important because it's important to note that this would not be considered handicap compliant because it does not give you the mandated 2.5-inch clearance from the face of the door to the inside of the pull handle. So keep that in mind. Installing this would be in an application that would not require handicap compliance. This is a heavy piece of solid brass. This is 3.3 pounds for sure. Okay. This handle has been ordered from the client in the Type A mount, the decorative mount, the through-bolt decorative mount, meaning on the inside of the door you'll see those solid brass, satin brass finished through bolts that will make for a very nice looking, elegant look on the door. That little black dot, or that little hole you see there, is for you to insert like a spanner wrench so that you can tighten that down and get it installed down to the door appropriately. And it'll come intended for 1 3/4 door. If you have need for a custom length, all the factory's going to do is change the length of that 1/4 threaded rod that's there. This data is below this video in the extended description for your review. There is a link to a document called Product Brochure, which is also very handy to review because it will show you an overview of the similar pulls from Hiawatha. The 565G that's here is the 12-inch center-to-center, and then the 564G is the 7-inch center-to-center. They're both fairly common, and if I was looking at all the pulls on there, you know, that 523 is obviously very common. The 5.5P is common. But we've sold all of the pulls on this page. The 592 is less so. But again, we've sold every pull on this page multiple times. That table that's there will give you all the dimensional properties of what you're dealing with. Now, there's also a link below this video to the mounting options summary, which is important to note because it will show you what the common mounts are, or the allowed mounts are for this pull in particular. Important to note that if you're doing a back-to-back mount, because the pulls are sold per pull, you'll have to order in multiples of 2. You can't order one pull and order it back to back and expect to get 2 pulls because you've only asked for 1 pull. Now you can order one, and the reason we have it that way is because you can order 1 pull and order it for a back-to-back mount and then specify the interior or exterior pull that you need because the preparations are different. And the reason we do it that way is because occasionally someone needs to purchase a half of a set because the pulls were removed from the doors for the doors to be refinished. Some of the hardware was lost. You don't have to buy an entire new set. You can buy just 1 pull. But keep in mind, if it's back-to-back mount, order in multiples of 2 pulls. Finally, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Hiawatha products that we sell, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. The Hiawatha line of manufacturing is one that I would summarize by saying good quality products. The lead time, however, is never insignificant. You should always allow 3 weeks. You should always count on it being 4, and anything less than that is simply something that should be expected to not happen. I don't want to dissuade you from the product line, and in fact, I like it a lot because their quality is good. I wouldn't hesitate to use them, but I would plan ahead, or plan accordingly. And while there are others that have quicker lead times in the industry, I would say that the Hiawatha product line is generally worth the wait. On that link to the manufacturer's page, you'll find a link to all the Hiawatha products that we sell, a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. If you have any questions on the Hiawatha 565G, and before I wrap it up, the other finishes. Your brasses, your bronze, your chromes, satin bronze, oil rub bronze, satin chrome, satin brass, polished chrome. All of that will be on a solid brass base material. Any questions on the 565G and a US4 finish or any other Hiawatha product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.